everything that I've talked about on this podcast is about human to human interaction. If I take a pricing sheet out, I am now disconnecting that human from me and connecting them to a pricing sheet, which now causes analysis paralysis. Now they're going to start crunching numbers. I have detracted them from what I wanted them to focus on, was a conversation that you and I were having about the things that you've been struggling with and offering you a solution to your problem.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
All right, guys, how you doing? We are excited to chat with you guys. We have Robert on the podcast. Robert works with us, owner of All Fit Orlando, but also a sales Jedi on the Lasso team. So Blake and I, we're going to talk about the sort of the free consult. Some people call it a free consult, intro, no sweat intro. Regardless of the name, we're going to dive into sort of the process, sort of the outline of the way this works, because I believe that doing a free consult is a game changer. Again, I've been in the community long enough to where I remember we bring them in, we either gave them a free class or we put them through a baseline workout where we absolutely crush them, not necessarily on purpose, but we would crush them and then say, how'd you like that? You want to pay me $200 a month? And they trying to hold down vomit, and they're like, let me get to the car and I'll call you back. And believe it or not, back then some people did come back, believe it or not, but most didn't. Like, one of the stories I remember, guys, is one of my favorite members. She's been with us for a long time, a little small lady. Her name is Carol. She came to our intro. She had never done CrossFit. I put her through the baseline, and I could tell she got crushed. I was like, man, this lady's so nice. But she was like, I'm just going to go home. I'm going to think about it. I was like, well, she's not coming back for sure. But then she ended up coming back, and she's been a member for 8-9 years now. But she told me this story a while ago. She was like, actually, I was just trying to help him get out of the gym. She was like, I pulled out of that parking lot, drove down the road, put into the first parking lot I got to, and I threw up everywhere. She was like, I just didn't want to throw up in front of this fit guy, this personal trainer. I'm saying I want to do it. She was like, and that's sort of the premise that I get when people come in for a free consult. They come into a busy class, music blaring. Hey guys, we're doing hang snatches and wall balls today. They don't know what hang snatches are. Or even if we're doing deadlifts, they don't know how to do deadlifts quickly. And then it's not a pleasant experience for most. And then you turn around and try to sell them while everyone's walking out of class. And now you're trying to tell them, hey, let me talk to you. Oh, Susie, do you have a question? Oh, hey, do you want to join us? Like, I just don't think that's the most efficient way to let people experience your product for the first time, right? So we're going to talk about sort of the free consult. And Rob, I'm going to let you sort of start it off, and I'm sort of going to piggyback with you, and we'll sort of go from there. So this free consult, 20, 30 minutes tops, guys, 30 minutes tops. I keep mine at about 20, 30 minutes top. And please, God, if you guys are still doing our intros, just stop.
Before we go into this, for you guys, we're going to start super basic, like dumb. Like, it may sound dumb to some of you guys, but stay tuned to the end, to like the golden nuggets. But there's a lot of people across the board that are just doing so much wrong. So we're going to even talk about why you shouldn't be standing up rather than sitting down. So don't stop the podcast just because, like, oh, I know this. We're going to get into all the good stuff towards the end, so stay tuned. But there might be one or two things that come up. You're like, oh, I'm doing that wrong, right? But just want to preface that with you guys just hang out for a little bit. There's going to be some stuff for everybody here.
Absolutely. So listen. So here's the deal, guys, right? The most, like, kind of Sherman prefaced it, right? People come in, they're deconditioned, they're thinking about making a change. You take them, you say, hey, let's do a free intro, come try it out, right? They don't know. Listen, your average exerciser, they don't know anything. They just know that they want to make a change, right? They know that something's going on, something clicked inside of them that made them click on your ad or do a rate request or come in and request information about your gym, right? I can assure you that the thing that clicked inside of them was not, I want to lose 10 pounds and like tone up a little bit, but I don't want to get bulky, right? That's not what made them click the ad, but they'll tell you that initially, right? So if you have somebody, right, especially, I'm not just talking to you CrossFit people, CrossFit, functional training, et cetera, if you have somebody who hasn't worked out 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, over 35 years old, do you think throwing them into a class with, Joe Schmo coach who's only been coaching for 6 months and only has 2 classes with you a week is going to be the best first time experience for them to join your gym? Probably not. And of course, if you want to do more for people than just sell gym memberships, if you're interested in actually offering them solutions to their problems, it requires a lot more than just throwing them into a free class and saying, hey, good luck, let me know how it was afterwards, right? So that's what the No Sweat Intro is all about, right? The No Sweat Intro is all about having an opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with somebody about what's been going on with them. But most importantly, before we get into it, the other thing most importantly is, and I'm speaking to every micro gym owner right now. So if you own a micro gym, I want you to listen to the words that are about to come out of my mouth. The thing that you tell everybody is the difference between your gym and Orange Theory and F45 and LA Fitness and 24-Hour Fitness is that we're personal. We know about you. We care about you, right? Don't you say that? You say that to people. So if you care about them and you're personal, why don't you just throw them in a class and say, good luck. Hey, if you liked it, here's the link. Go ahead and sign up. That's not personal at all. You're not trying to solve a solution. You're just trying to get them in to join your gym for workouts, right?
But Rob, they can't afford it. But not everyone can afford it, Rob. So what are they supposed to do? Just let them leave?
Of course not. They can't afford it because there's no value behind that, right? You throw them in a class, they die, they throw up. You want to pay $200 to throw up? The hell, I could go to LA Fitness and throw up on my own in the trash can for free for $29, right? So yeah, I really hope you guys heard me out there, right? You micro gym owners, if you're a personal experience, start that way. And how you start that way is caring by asking somebody to come in so that you can have a conversation so that you can get to know them, right? The No Sweat Intro is not about you showing them the gym. It's not about you throwing them on a scale. It's not about you telling them how great you are or the history of your gym or how wonderful you are. It's about them. One more time, in case you didn't hear me, it's all about them. Okay?
Can we, and Rob, listen, not to cut you off, but can we please stop with the gym tours? Listen, guys, listen. I understand. Listen, we have micro gym. Some of our micro gyms are very nice. I have a very nice gym. Great equipment. It's clean.
Yes.
But guys,
all rogue. Yeah.
Exactly. I have rogue,
Fancy.
everything, barbells. I even have rogue chalk. Listen, shout out to Bill Henniger. Thank you, Bill. But listen, these people have seen gyms before, and our gyms aren't the nicest gyms in town for the most part. We can't compete on equipment. So when they come in, they don't need to walk around your gym. They've seen enough gyms. So let's just stop that in 2023, today. Like, let's just stop. No more gym tours. They don't need to see it. Again, talk about how your gym is a solution to their problem. All right, Rob, you can go. I just had to go off on that.
That's it, baby. I love that. You mean you're not going to show them the swimming pool and the steam room in your gym, Sherman? Got it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So listen, right? It is really all about that human to human connection. Okay. It's about understanding the person that's sitting across from you and trying to offer them a solution to their problems, right? Many of the people that come to see you are struggling with all of the same things, right? America and Americans in general are struggling with their weight, with their strength, with finding the right solutions for eating and nutrition. Everything is fast. It's over caloric. It's over portioned. They have no time. Everybody's so busy. I don't have time, right? So we're fighting all of these things, and all of these reasons why people have failed in the past is all the things that I just talked about. And so if they come to your gym and you sell them a gym membership, are you changing anything that's happened in the past for them? Or are you just offering them the same opportunity they failed at before, but under a different building. And that's essentially what happens when you throw them into a free intro and just try to sell them a gym membership, right? So try to understand exactly what's going on. It all starts with the no sweat intro, okay? So Blake, you touched on it before, right? The no sweat intro actually starts well before that person comes in. You need a place to actually conduct this no sweat intro. Okay. In the center of your gym floor with a bunch of shirtless guys walking around doing hang snatches, probably with the music blaring in the background, probably not the best place for somebody to sit down and talk to you about the things that they've been struggling with their weight or how uncomfortable they feel in their clothes or in their skin. Probably not a great spot, right? So you need to create an environment that is conducive of people sitting down and actually having a conversation with you about what's been going on with them. For me, and at AllFit, we have a little lounge area of couches. We have a success wall. We have pictures of all of our trainers. It's a really comfortable, relaxing environment where people can sit down and they feel relaxed and comfortable, right? It's quiet. Nobody's coming in and out. We can just focus on each other.
Yeah, Rob, listen, here's the thing. That is exactly right. I think that's that's base level. We have to do, but here's see, Rob, you get me fired up about this. Man, we could talk about this for hours, but we're not going to do it today. Can we? All right, listen.
Take a breath.
You cannot do an intro 30 seconds after you finish the WOD.
Nope.
You cannot.
Nope.
You can't be drinking your bro shake, sweating like a pig, and then walking in trying to talk to a woman about losing 17 pounds she's been trying to lose for the last 2 years.
Sherman, does that happen?
But that seems to be a common thing in our community.
People are doing that?
There's people still doing that. I hear about it. We work with plenty of gyms. I'm like, when are you doing this intro? Well, I'm going to work out at 5:30. I got an intro right at, she's going to come at 5:30, but I'll be finishing up the class. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Nope. No.
Guys, you cannot work out. If you're going to work out before your intro, you need at least
30 minutes.
30 minutes to cool down.
Get a shower.
Right mindset.
Drink your bro shake.
Get a shower. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, you got it. I'm just saying. Okay, so there's two things I said you can't do. I'm the negative.
First impressions are really important. And I think that it's also important. Some of the things that I always tell people is whether I'm not saying everybody that comes in is struggling with weight, but let's all agree that the majority of people who come to see us, weight loss or being a higher percentage body fat is one of the main reasons why people seek out fitness, right? And so if you've never been overweight, if you've never struggled with weight, you might not know this, but there's a lot of insecurities that go along with that, right? You feel insecure, you feel uncomfortable, intimidated, your head hangs a little lower, the confidence levels are not where they should be. You walk in and see a shirtless, sweaty bro drinking a bro shake, and you are struggling with trying to lose 60 to 70 pounds, your walls, they're immediately up. So your chances of having a human-to-human conversation and really breaking down those insecurities and those walls and getting that person to trust you, you already set yourself up to fail, honestly. So you've got to think about it from that perspective. And that's why I'm talking about this, the environment, right? Think about what that person is going to feel. Think about setting up an environment that's going to make them feel comfortable, right? That's why you've got to be away from your gym or in a room or quiet place, something that's set up. And then I'm even going to go one step further for you. I create this environment so much that I actually sit in a chair right in front of my success wall. So when people are talking to me during this consultation, if they're either looking at me or they're looking behind me at my wall of success. And that's really, really key because they're looking at people and hopefully they're connecting with people who look just like them and saying to themselves, wait a second, I'm 55. That woman is 60. I could do that, right? So I've set this all up in a place for people to feel comfortable and relaxed, to see some success, to relate to people that are just like them. And I try to make them comfortable. All right, so that's the first thing, right? The setup. They come on in, right? I introduce myself. Thank you so much for coming in. It's so great to see you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm Robert. I'm the owner. This is what I do. I love talking to people who are interested in starting a new journey or changing their journey. what we do here. It's all about results and success. I want to learn about you today and find out everything that I can about what's been going on with you and your journey and where you'd like to go, and see if I can find some opportunities to present you with some solutions within my program that might work for you. And if that sounds great, we'll get you started today. If you're still on the fence, no problem. There's other things that we can do to help you try out a few things, but that's kind of how it's going to go today. Does that sound pretty good to you? And I go, yeah. So you see what I did there, Sherman? I gave them an overview of what's going to happen today. Have you guys ever walked in someplace? Maybe it was a doctor's office, right? You're going in for a procedure. You have no idea what was going to happen. You're like, what's going to happen? Is he going to put me on a scale? Is he going to make me do jumping jacks? You don't know what's going to happen. So walls are up. But if somebody tells you, hey, Sherman, look, here's the deal. We're going to come in. I'm going to take a couple of vials of blood. It's going to be painless. We're going to go on the scale. We're going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'll give you a prescription on your way out the door. Does that sound good? Right? Doesn't that bring you at ease? Right? It relaxes you a little bit. You know what's going to happen, right? Right.
Correct. I mean, Rob, for me, like one of the big things that I personally do when someone comes in for an intro, if I'm talking to them before they get in, like I actually tell people, I'm like, hey, Rob, I'm excited to meet with you today. I'll see you at 5:30. Like, I can't wait until we talk, come up with a game plan for you today, because I'm going to get you signed up and started tomorrow, the next day at the longest, right? Because I want them coming into that meeting, like you're saying, knowing exactly what's going to happen and knowing that the goal of this meeting is not for you to learn more about Dynasty or All Fit or whatever gym. Our goal is to sign you up today and get you on the path to transformation. But a lot of people, they just, oh, well, I'm just glad they got in. Then I'll just deal with the rest when they, no, tell them what's expected of them. So I always try to do that. I always try to tell them, hey, this is what's going to happen.
I love that. That's great. You're setting the expectations, right? So there's an overview in advance. People know what to expect. And I think that sometimes people forget that. They just like go right into their spiel, and they don't realize that these people are like, they're nervous and they don't know what a no sweat intro is. So explain it to them. Let them know what's going to happen. Make them feel at ease. Ask them to have a seat. You have a seat. Everybody sit down. Be comfortable. See how I'm sitting here right now? I'm kind of sit back in my chair. I'm not like, right? Relax. Sit back. Make people feel comfortable. Be receptive and come from a place of, hey, I'm here to ask some questions and listen to what you have to tell me. And based on what you tell me and what I see, I'm going to offer you some solutions today, and we're going to get you started. All right? And that's it, right? So, and then you go right into it. From there, once you've set it up and you're sitting down, cool. Hey, what brought you in today, right? What made you come on down here today and start this new path for yourself? What was it, right? And we're not going to get too much into it on this call, but don't accept surface stuff, right? I want to lose 10 pounds and I want to tone up, right? I want to look good naked. Sometimes I'll even parental them. Hey, other than wanting to look good naked, what brought you in today, right? Like have a good laugh about that, right? Just spell that one right away. But let people understand that you're looking for a deeper explanation, right? That you're looking for that real reason that brought you in today. Hey, I've been thinking about this for a while, blah, 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 blah. Cool. Well, what happened that made you say now is the time? You've been thinking about it for a while. What happened now? I'm looking for responses like, I was playing with my kid yesterday and I was out of breath. I put on a pair of pants and they didn't fit. I got some blood labs back and realized I'm further away than I really thought I was, right? These are the questions. These are the answers that you're looking for, right? Beyond the surface stuff. And then you can dig a little deeper, right? Yeah, it's cool. I understand that. Cool. How long has this been going on, right? Like, what's been happening that led up to this? Well, this, that, and the other thing, right? You're listening, you're understanding, you're trying to get an idea of what's been going on. What have you tried in the past, right? What have you been doing to fix that problem, right? Well, I tried this, I tried that. Well, why didn't that work for you? Well, blah, 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 blah. I'm just gathering information in my head, right? I'm looking for an overview of essentially what's been going on with this person, what they've tried to fix it, what their goals are, and then trying to find a way that I'm going to tie this up in the end to show them that what I'm going to offer them is different than all the things that they've been doing in the past, and offer a new solution for them, right? Once we've done that 15, 20 minutes, I always ask, hey, I've got this great InBody machine over here. Would you like to take a look and see kind of where we are right now? ask permission, right? Don't just throw somebody on a scale. They could be feeling really uncomfortable about it. Hopefully, if you've taken your time, 15 to 20 minutes to get to understand that person and connect with them, they're comfortable enough with you. They're like, yeah, sure, let's find it out, right? Put them on the InBody machine, pull out the results, and then I take 5 minutes and I really go over the results with them. Hey, this is what it shows. This is where you are. I think we already talked about this. You already knew coming in you needed to build more muscle. You were trying to reduce your body fat. A great goal for you was to be just to get back into those healthy ranges first. Blah 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 blah. Right? And then it's
I
time.
think one thing that a lot of people do when they do the InBody, and this is what, when I had my gyms, worked for me the best, is just being honest about how long it's going to take for them to get the results, and also like kind of being blunt, like this didn't happen overnight, because then it's almost a precursor to when you go to the sales. Then they're not complaining about a 12-week, a 3-month, whatever commitment, because you've already got, like, I always ask them, like, hey, this is probably going to take 9 to 12 months. Are you ready for that? Because I'm in. I want to make sure you're ready.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, like typical. So, like, just like for an example, so men, healthy body fat percentage ranges 10 to 20%. You get a guy comes in, he's 34%, right? You say, hey, look, man, here's where you are now, 34% body fat. I mean, initially, a great goal for you would just to get back into healthy ranges, right? You said you wanted to change your health. You don't want to be on medications. You want to live longer. So the best way for us to do that is a long-term, and I say a long-term goal would be to get you back down into healthy ranges of 20%. And then I immediately go with, typically, people who follow our program of nutrition, fitness, and accountability and support can lose between 1 and 3% body fat per month, depending on them and their compliance with the program. So if you today are at 34%, if you average 1 to 2% body fat, you're looking anywhere between 14 to 12 months of hard work. Are you ready? Just like Blake said, are you ready to put in that work to get there? And I'm going to be there to support you every step of the way, right? So that's a great segue. And really, that InBody and going over those results is the stepping stone to the presentation of the solution. Notice I said presentation of solution. I didn't say selling of the membership, right? And it's just a quick review. Hey, Blake, you came in today. We had a great conversation. You told me, you've been struggling with your weight. You've really been struggling with your nutrition. You've tried this, you've tried that. It's all, you can't stay with it because the nutritional plan you had, it didn't work for you. You were going to LA Fitness, but you didn't know what to do. And there was no accountability piece to it. You really, really been struggling. We saw in the InBody today that you need to lose at least 14% body fat. And we agree that building lean muscle is the best way to do that. And we can do that with, fitness and nutrition and accountability support. So based on everything that you told me and everything that I saw, my best suggestion for you would be, and then I make the offering, right? And for me at All Fit Orlando, we have those 12-week programs, right? Where we're offering fitness, nutrition, and accountability and support. And I have different levels of those packages available for them. But that's what I'll lean into. And that gives me, if you package it and present it the right way, that will also give you the ability to push back if somebody has an objection at that point. Well, Rob, I was really only thinking about doing just fitness today. That seems a little bit more than what I had budgeted for. And then I'd push back and say, hey, look, Blake, you told me that you tried fitness before and it didn't work for you, right? I'm here to show you something that's different. Let's try something different this time, where instead of just jumping into fitness, we also provide you with nutrition and that accountability piece by hooking you up with a mentor and a coach who's going to hold you accountable to making those workouts and eating the things that you're supposed to, so that you can get actual success and results and not fall off the wagon after a couple of weeks, right? So it gives you that opportunity to push back.
We got to do you and I have to do an entire episode on like objection handling / rebuttals. Because I think that would help the community, because most people, they're just like, I don't know what to say, right? Like I don't even know what to say. I'm just like, what do you mean? You can say, you can say anything really, but like there's canned responses I know you have in your arsenal. I know I have in my arsenal. Like there's nothing anyone's going to say to me that I'm not prepared for, right? Like,
Correct.
Like it's just not going to happen. But
Correct.
I think us doing an episode on that would be absolutely phenomenal, because we're going to get ready to wrap it up here.
I think one quick question, and I don't want you to go on. I know this will get you on a tangent, so I won't go too far. Do you show them pricing sheets, or do you go into a presentation?
I show no pricing sheets, and here is why. And I will not go on a tangent, I promise, but it is very simple. Everything that I've talked about on this podcast is about human to human interaction. If I take a pricing sheet out, I am now disconnecting that human from me and connecting them to a pricing sheet, which now causes analysis paralysis. Now they're going to start crunching numbers. I have detracted them from what I wanted them to focus on, was a conversation that you and I were having about the things that you've been struggling with and offering you a solution to your problem. That's it. Very simple. No pricing sheets here. I have them. And if somebody says, hey, that's great. You have a pricing sheet? Like, yeah, I have a pricing sheet. Like, well, could you email me that? We'll save this for the objection one, but I always say, why? What
Exactly.
do you?
No, I'm with you. I've owned the gym for 12 years. I've never emailed or sent anyone my prices. You don't need
Why?
to. Why? We just talk for 20 minutes. I'm not sending you the prices. Either you're in or you're out.
Talk through it right now. What is it that you need to see to go home with? What is the problem? Let's talk through it right now. What is it that you are struggling with here? And let's talk about it. Yeah. Don't let them leave. Don't email them a pricing sheet. Have the conversation. Just play ball, man. Don't be afraid to talk to people. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, well, that's good. That's a great note to end it on. I'm pretty sure we've kicked the hornet's nest all over the place today, so that'll be good. If someone sends us hate mail, I'll make sure you guys get in contact with Rob to
send it to me.
Send all of your hate mail to Rob at Robert. Is it Robert or Robert at Lasso?
Robert at lassoframework.com. Send it. Let's go.
But seriously, one thing before we go, guys, I think one big thing is at Lasso, we do help your team with sales training. That is the biggest thing that we focus on other than the ads, because we know the one thing to derail this train faster than anything if you can't sell. And we get it. Everybody says it. You can sell Susie's best friend that Susie's been a member for 10 years because Susie sold them. It's a lot different when you start doing paid ads. So we train you and your staff on how to do all of this, and it is a game changer for you guys. And you can see Robert's testament of, when he went from $19,000 to $55,000 in 1 month.
So
haven't looked back since.
Guys, we're gonna get out of here.
The important part. Haven't looked back since.
Look at that. Haven't looked back since, guys. So we're excited. Rob, thanks for coming on again, guys. I hope this episode brought you guys a lot of value, and we will catch you guys later. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.